red leather, the scent of expensive cigars. A heavy hand, glittering with diamonds, slammed down on the table. Silence fell, sharp and sudden, across the room full of hardened men. Everyone watched, every eye on him. Marco, the Shadow Moretti. Marco surveyed his kingdom, carved from the city's underbelly with blood and iron. He was at the top now, untouchable, a king in his own right. The men in the room, they were his pawns, ready to move at his command. But a shadow flickered across Marco's face, a fleeting moment of doubt in his cold, hard eyes. He couldn't shake the feeling, a whisper at the back of his mind, that this wouldn't last forever. It never did. The air felt heavy, thick with unspoken tension. Marco took a slow drag of his cigar, the embers glowing like the eyes of a predator in the night. He knew the streets were a fickle mistress. Loyalty was a currency bought and paid for, and betrayal often wore a familiar face. He wasn't always Marco the Shadow Moretti. He was once just Marco, a kid from the streets. He knew hunger, knew the sting of winter wind through threadbare clothes. He knew what it meant to fight for every scrap. The streets were his classroom, teaching him harsh lessons. Survival was the only rule. He learned to trust no one, to rely only on himself. He learned that respect wasn't given, it was earned, often through fear. One night, everything changed. He was just a kid, caught in the crosshairs, a rival gang, a deal gone wrong. He fought, fueled by adrenaline and fear. He walked away alive, marked by the experience. That night, Marco died, and the Shadow was born. Word spread like wildfire through the streets. A new player had entered the game. Marco was fearless, ruthless. He climbed the ranks, leaving a trail of broken promises and shattered lives in his wake. His name became synonymous with power. He built his empire on fear and respect, two sides of the same coin. He was feared, yes, but he was also respected, even admired by some. He was a man who had clawed his way from the bottom to the top. He surrounded himself with loyal soldiers, men who owed him their lives. But even with his power, the memory of that night, the night he became the Shadow, never truly left him. It lingered like a ghost, a constant reminder of the fragility of life and the price of power.